Here's an app we put together for the Hempfield 4 Classic, which is a very large tournament, about 700 teams, takes place in Pennsylvania in November each year. And we put this app together for them, and I want to take you through it tab by tab and show you how it works. Obviously, this is the home page where we've taken their logo. Their logo is in fact a soccer ball with this text on it. We zoned in very, very close to that soccer ball, so you can really only just see a small portion of it, but you can see the text quite clearly. And we've got all these tabs down the side. Now that's actually quite unusual. Most of the apps we build, the tabs go along the bottom, but in this particular case our designer felt that this is the better way to put it together. So first of all, we've got field maps. Now this is field maps, which is distinct and different from field directions. Field maps is what actually happens when you get to the field and you want to know exactly, or you get to the location rather, and you want to know exactly which field you're on. So as you can see, there are quite a lot of fields on this particular patch of land, and so it's critically important once you get there that you know which of those fields your game is taking place on. So every one of these, and there's about 15 different fields I believe, we've got the links to this PDF file which shows you which fields. Elsewhere in the app, and in fact let's jump and go there right away, field GPS, this gives you directions to the field, same list of fields, but now you're looking at directions to the field. And it looks a bit funky right now because I'm recording this video in Massachusetts where we're based, and of course this event is in Pennsylvania. But if you were in the area and you were just looking to get directions from the hotel to the field, or from a local restaurant where you had lunch to your afternoon field, those directions would be much more specific and precise. Go up here in the top right hand corner and click start, and you can get turn by turn directions. But as I said, it would be a little ridiculous for me to do that right now on this preview version, because it would give me directions for a several 100-mile trip. But let's go on to the rest of the app. Schedules, obviously a key part of any app. We've listed all the age groups here, and this particular tournament just has a PDF system where we go in here and we click straight into a PDF where all the scores and schedules are listed. We can do this any number of different ways. We can go straight to Got Soccer or to Demisphere or any of the other third-party schedule developers out there. We can link straight to their pages. We can even have you enter those manually. Some of our tournaments don't really have sophisticated scheduling software, and they just manually input them into the app. It's very straightforward, a bit like updating a Word document and saving the file. So any way you want to do it, we can make that work. But most of the tournament clients we have don't want to be doing updates on their website and then having to do those same updates at the same time on their app. So we link straight to their website. But the real point is that these are live updates, if you are updating them live, that is, and people at the tournament can gain access to the scores and results, which is really important when they are looking for the final game of the round robin phase and they want to know whether their team made the playoffs. Very often you know what the score was on your game, but you don't know how other teams in your bracket played out, and therefore whether or not your result was enough to get you into the playoffs. So schedules, we've got scores here as well. Again, we can handle this any number of different ways, but this one goes straight to a PDF where the scores are stored, and it's a quick and easy way for them to do it. But other tournaments may have different systems. Here we've got shops and local attractions. This particular client did a terrific job of going out and getting local sponsors to support the app, and as you can see there are plenty of them, and each one of these people paid for the privilege of being on here. And again, that's a really great way to get the app funded. Links straight through to an ad which is actually specially put together for the app. Its dimensions are specified so that it fits nicely into the app format, and it's a really great way for clubs to not only engage their sponsors but also to pay for the app. Another way you can get sponsor engagement is through push notifications. We call this updates, but you can go through and make any number of different announcements to everybody who has the app. Now most of those announcements would be about the fields, they might be about game schedule changes, weather conditions, all those sorts of things, but there's nothing to stop you from using that same technology to send short messages out on behalf of your sponsors. So maybe part of your sponsorship package includes at least one push notification per day, where you can perhaps send out a notification about a special offer at Joe's Pizza Joint or what have you. So another great way to sort of make sure that folks are interacting with the app. And these updates, they come up rather like tweets. They come right on the face of the phone, and rather like a text message. So it's a really, really good way to interact with people. Key days, this is just a calendar, and you can go in here and put any number of different events. Now obviously this event is now over, so there's only 2 dates in there, but prior to the event you could have things like application deadline, paperwork needed by a certain time, t-shirts and merchandise are now available. Submit your orders online or through the app. Any number of different announcements could be made as they pertain to calendar events. Hotels, this particular tournament had a state of play policy. A lot of hotels, they use this as a very, very big tournament, and we've listed them by various towns. So these are the hotels that are in the town of Grantville. These are the hotels available in the town of Harrisburg. These towns are listed alphabetically, of course. And then we can click onto any one of these hotels. Let's click La Quinta Inn. Here we have a picture of the hotel, and we have a description of the hotel. And we don't have it on here at the moment, but when we first set this app up, we would have another button down the bottom here, which would be how to book. And in this particular case, it was because it was a state of play policy. Booking was done by sending an email to an individual, and that email would be pre-populated with the name of the hotel. So you can literally just one click and send an email looking for 5 rooms for this hotel, and they would take care of it. So depending on your tournament's hotel policy, we can set something similar up for you, or something different depending on how you want to set it up. Weather, obviously for a tournament, particularly a tournament like this in November, having access to weather updates is a really useful thing, particularly if you're in a hotel room at 8 o'clock in the morning and you're trying to plan for the entire day. What's the weather going to be like at 4 o'clock in the afternoon when we have our final game of the day? So all of that stuff can be included in a weather tab. Photos, you can submit photos to a particular email address. You can either choose a photograph from your phone's gallery, or you can snap one with your phone right then and there. Then you have an option to send that photograph into a gallery. Now it doesn't go straight into the app, it goes to somebody's email address who is charged with moderating. Otherwise you might end up with some photographs that you don't want on your app. You know how kids are. So you have that option to moderate, and then you can put them into a gallery, which just becomes a nice record of all the various things that happened during the weekend's tournament. A great way to interact with your participants and just get you know, a lot of good feedback on the tournament. This particular tournament has a strong social media presence, so we have Twitter, if you have Facebook, if you have Pinterest or Instagram, any number of other different types of social media, you can access them all through one tab. Tell the team, this is a nice way to let the app go viral, and basically what you do is you just click on this button and you can send a message by either email or by Twitter, Facebook, text, whatever, and it just tells folks to know about the particular app. This is all pre-populated, and then you can very quickly fill in the names of all your team members and parents. If they're in the address book of your phone, it will pull them straight in from your phone and just type the first 2 or 3 letters of their name and it will pop in. So it's just a good way to make sure that, say you get the app onto the phone of a coach or a team manager, and then they can very, very quickly send this email out to everybody on the team to get them to have the app. More to the point, you can now, once this is done, once you've got everybody using the app, you can send out emails to everybody very quickly. This text can be just cut and pasted and deleted and put into a different message: practice cancelled, or meet in the lobby for the 10:30 game, or meet at 9:30, those kinds of things. So you can do that as a good way to communicate with your team for the weekend that you are on the tournament. This is just a soccer news tab. It's a little bit like the weather tab. It's an RSS feed that comes from World Soccer Daily. If you've got some downtime between games, you can catch up with some of the news of what's going on in the soccer world. And then you have finally notes and lineups. Now a lot of phones have this tab anyway, but it's nice to have it inside the app, and you can go in as a coach and you can make notes. There might be substitution patterns that you want to follow during a game. There might be notes about specific goal scorers or minutes played by certain players, or it could be something as simple as a lunch order. You know, you're trying to grab lunch for everybody, and you want to know who wants what's up for lunch. So just a good thing to have on an app, so that coaches, team managers, parents can just sort of use it to make notes. So there you have it. That's that particular app. There are other tabs we could have put in. There are some that other tournaments are looking for. The technology is changing all the time, so certain things that we might not be able to do now, we can do in a few months from now. Certainly people have talked to us about having registration in the app. We can do that. We can have t-shirt orders delivered through the app. Lots and lots of different things that we can do, but this is just a good example of one we've done recently, which I wanted to share with you. So we'd love to do something similar for you, and if you are interested, please reach out to us, and we'd be happy to chat with you about it. Thanks very much.